This is Camille Nixon with Neotechnology, sitting with Brad Brech from IBM. Thank you so much for being with us today, Brad. It's great to talk to you. Please tell us what you do at IBM and a little bit about your favorite projects.
Okay, so I'm a CTO of solutions for power systems, but I'm an engineer at heart. And so my job and what I'd love to do is come up with new innovative solutions that leverage the power technology and the advantages power technology brings.
So give me some examples. What do you mean by the advantages that power technology brings?
So power technology over some other processor technologies in the industry has more threads in it, has more memory bandwidth, more I/O bandwidth, and basically with Power 8 it was redesigned to deal with big data and analytics. So lots of threads, lots of memory, all those things that you need to do those really complex applications. And so we've done that, and we've done it in an open way. One unique thing about Power 8 is we've opened up the whole architecture, kind of like ARM and the other examples, so that other people can build on top of it. And we have an open consortium now that's over 160 strong of companies with partners like Neo to come up with great solutions for our joint customers.
Good segue, Brad. So tell me a little bit about why do you find yourself at Graph Connect and specifically talking about Neo4j?
Sure. So one of the things we've leveraged with some of that open technology is we put a bus on the chip to more closely tie accelerators to the core processor to make it more efficient to use accelerators. And one of the examples that we're using is tying big flash arrays close to the processor, because we saw things like all the NoSQLs that mostly run in memory had scaling problems, and they could only scale so big before things got really complex, both in the infrastructure and dealing with data coherency. And Graph is a great example of that. There's so many pieces of information in the database about not just the nodes, but the connectors. It grows very quickly, but it's very powerful if you can grow to be really big. And so we saw a great opportunity with Neo4j to add this advantage of scaling and performance to the graph space. And Neo was the first place we started because we saw them as a great opportunity to work with.
Well, and from what I understand, you were the instigator. You were the person who saw that this could be a good partnership, a good collaboration. Tell me a little bit about how you figured that out.
Well, I spent some time, and it wasn't just me. There was a couple of us that looked at a whole bunch of the NoSQLs that were in the marketplace and what they were doing. And quite frankly, Neo was not when we started looking at a very big NoSQL company, but I saw a lot of potential in the graph side of it. And so when we went to pick, Neo was in my top 4 list of saying, hey, as we go out and we enable all these different SQLs with this new technology of giving them more performance and more scaling capability, making their task of delivering big solutions to their customers easier. It was one of the ones in the top 4, and we had the discussion, and some of the guys at Neo went, hey, we really like this idea. Let's make it happen, and that's what we've done.
The Neo engineering team did get very excited back in those days, yeah.
It was really fun, you know. Johan, as soon as we started to describe it, I could see his eyes light up and say, ooh, I see a solution to a problem we have. And so it's been really fun watching, because Neo has changed some in the last couple of releases, almost in preparing to leverage this technology. And now that we have it out there, it's not using all the technology we've discussed, and we're still working on that, and we'll ship some of that in the first quarter, as Philip mentioned in the event this morning. But we're really excited to get all this out there. We really think this is going to have an impact.
What do you think some of the use cases or verticals might be that could really benefit from this?
Well, I think all the things that we talk about with Graph, about decision making, about fraud detection, the IoT things, all those things that we talk about are really big scale. And what we find happening is, let's take a big retailer that wants to make better decisions on marketing plans, and they want to look at what's going on and what the connections are in the social space, but they need to marry it with the information they have from their transactional stuff. You know, what's my inventory? What's my price elasticity? How quickly can I surge more product if I need to? And being able to do all that in a cohesive manner on a single system setup, running both those applications, both those databases, just is going to be a big potential for a lot of customers as they try and do this, as opposed to trying to do it in 3 and 4 different clusters of machines, which gets expensive and complex. That scale and that ability to do multiple things on the platform, I think is going to be a great marriage, not just for Neo and IBM, but for some of the other NoSQLs as well in different spaces. But like I said, Neo has been a very excited partner, I'll say, in this, because they saw the same value we did up front in joining together to solve these problems.
Terrific. Any lessons learned? Now, I know there's been a lot of good stuff, but is there anything that, looking back in time, you would do differently?
I'm not sure. The first thing would be, gosh, we want to get there sooner, right? I think we've done a lot of really good things together. We didn't rush into this too much that we made mistakes. You know, we took our time. We set up the software for it. You know, on Neo's side, we've done some things on the IBM side around the Power and the Cappy Flash to get everything to come together. And as much as I'd like to say, I wish we could have found a way to do it a little sooner. You know, sooner's always better. But I think we actually had a really good relationship and have moved things together pretty well. And I'm looking forward to all the possibilities and the joint customers we're going to talk to over the next few quarters.
Me too. I think there are going to be a lot of them. Is there anything that you'd like to add and make sure that people really understand about IBM Power 8 and Neo4j together and Cappy Flash? Anything to add?
Well, I think this is a perfect example of what we call open power. Power has been an IBM technology for many years, but this year with Power 8, or actually last year with Power 8, we opened it up and became an open consortium. We want to work with whoever wants to try different things. As an engineer at heart, we love new things. We love innovation, especially when we can direct it to a problem that we can help understand and deliver a great solution. And so I see just this as one of the many partnerships we'll have. I think this is going to be a really exciting one. So I'm looking forward to how we move forward with it. But, you know, the whole idea of Power being open, I think, has opened a lot of people's eyes to, hey, there is other processor architectures out there. And, gee, some of them are a lot better at running certain workloads. And so this almost helps not just to solve customers, it helps highlight the technology that we build and deliver.
Thank you so much. This is Camille Nixon from Neo Technology sitting with Brad Brech from IBM. Thank you.